And then she casually told me, yeah, you could try that. I personally did 30 days last year. And in that moment, I thought to myself, damn, my grandmother's out there doing a month of fasting and I'm complaining about 48 hours. I really need to up my numbers here. So fasting can have massive health benefits for you, but should you do it on a carnivore diet? My name is Felix, and let's today take a look into the benefits of fasting and if it's a good idea to incorporate it into your life. So let's first take a look at the benefits of fasting, because fasting, it's really not about abstaining from food. It's much more about giving your body the opportunity to heal and repair itself. Because by fasting, you will reduce inflammation and actually allow your body to focus on fighting off the disease and do the repairing of cells that it needs to do for overall health. So one of the benefits of fasting and why I personally like to do it is because of enhanced mental clarity. When your body isn't busy digesting food, your mind can concentrate on the task that you're doing a lot more efficiently. And this makes a lot of sense when you think back to our ancestors, because back in the good old days, and what we are biologically wired to do is to get up in the morning and start preparing for the hunt, because only then when we have taken down the animal can we feast and go into this rest and digest mode. But for the hunt, we need to be sharp and we need to have high energy levels. And this leads me to the next point, which is increased and stable energy levels through fasting. So without changing blood sugar levels, when you get into ketosis, you will actually have higher energy levels, not lower. And of course, you will not be eating this meal and then crashing afterwards, which might be happening to some of you right now. And the next benefit will be improved insulin sensitivity, because as you know, insulin resistance is the main cause for diabetes, obesity, cancer, and so many other metabolic issues and diseases. And fasting, by new research and old research as well, is known as the best weapon against all of this. Because what fasting also does to your body is activate autophagy, which is a natural process where your body cleans out damaged cells and regenerates new ones. And this helps, of course, to support overall health and longevity, but it's also very effective against reducing the risks of cancer. So these are the biggest benefits of fasting. But what if I told you that you could get all of these great benefits without the negative ones of fasting, which I will talk about soon, just by simply changing your diet? Because on the carnivore diet, you will get all of these benefits automatically, because when you are eating most of your calories from fat and zero carbohydrates, you will basically be in ketosis in this fasted state for most of the time. And being in ketosis is the natural state for all animals, including humans. And this is also when we humans work the absolute best and we become the healthiest we can be. And this is also the reason why I'm more for a carnivore diet than a low carb diet, because you really want to have zero carbs in your diet for all of these benefits and for ketosis. And yes, you will not be 100% of the time in ketosis, because when you eat a big meal of protein, that will momentarily spike your insulin and put you out of ketosis, but it's nothing like eating carbohydrates. And it's also important to point out that by eating protein and your insulin spiking up momentarily, that's a good thing, because that will build up your muscles and cells. But the key here is to not have too elevated insulin levels and not for too long. So you will essentially get all the great benefits of fasting just by changing to a carnivore diet. That sounds like a good deal to me, but you can of course also incorporate some type of fasting into your carnivore diet if you have some particular weight loss goal, but it's really not necessary. But then I also want to explain to you why it's easier to fast on a carnivore diet, because if you still want to fast for weight loss or for religious purposes, it's a lot easier to do it on a carnivore diet. Because when you eat mostly fat, it really mimics the fasted state by putting you into ketosis like we talked about. And the difference of burning fat that comes from your diet or your body fat is really not that big of a difference. So your body will over time become more efficient at burning fat as fuel source, and it can more easily switch between the two. And fasting will also be easier because when you are on the proper human diet, you also have low and stable blood sugar levels. And because you feed yourself with nutrient-dense animal products, your hunger signals will actually also start working properly over time, So you will actually feel when you're hungry and not just crave lots of food and carbs. And I've personally noticed all of this from my personal experience, because even before doing the carnivore diet, I tried out fasting a little bit because I heard of all the great benefits. And it's funny how I came to do my first 4-day fast because I was talking with my grandmother about fasting, and I told her, yeah, I'm thinking about doing a 48-hour fast, but it's going to be very rough. And then she casually told me, yeah, you could try that. I personally did 30 days last year, and in that moment I thought to myself, damn, my grandmother's out there doing a month of fasting and I'm complaining about 48 hours. I really need to up my numbers here. So I doubled up my 48 hours and added an extra 4 hours for it to be 100 hours. But this was before carnivore, and I was eating a bunch of carbs before this point, which made my fast a lot harder. And I remember the first and second day, I was just dead. Couldn't do very much. And the third and fourth day really didn't feel very good. I was very fatigued. But that was mostly because I was eating way too little salt and electrolytes. So if you're going to do a prolonged fast, it's first of all a really good idea to look into it. Like, what should you be doing before the fast and during the fast, and a ketogenic diet before is easily the best thing you can do for preparing for a fast. So then, while fasting can be incredibly beneficial for your health, it's important to know about the few negative sides. Because when you are fasting, your body will be in a fasted state, so it will increase cortisol. And this is of course not very good on a long-term basis, and you could also have problems with prolonged fasting, like losing muscle, you could have problems sleeping, and you can really have some fluctuations in mood as well. And if you're not doing it correctly, you can, like me, also feel fatigued and absolutely feel horrible. So it's actually very good to do your research and try out fasting bit by bit and not go too hard on it. And personally, what I do, I don't fast that much anymore. I just do the carnivore diet and intermittent fasting, where I eat once or twice per day. So naturally, I will be fasting for around 18 to 24 hours a day. And for me, that's just perfect. I reap all the benefits without the negative ones. And I think this is the best protocol for most people. But personally, what I would recommend everyone to do is to listen to your body. Because when you're on a carnivore diet, your hunger signals become very reliable. And you don't need to count calories or obsess over portion sizes. Just eat fatty red meat when you're hungry and stop when you're full. So if you feel that you want to skip a meal or not eat a particular day, do that. If you feel especially hungry on another day, go ahead and eat 2-3 times a week until you're satisfied, because you are eating highly nutrient dense food and your body will tell you how much it needs and how much it wants over time. Alright, but that will be it for today. If you want to keep on learning, I think you will enjoy this video next. Otherwise, I really appreciate a thumbs up. You can subscribe for daily carnivore content. And as always, eat meat, take care, and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.